Welcome to Friendly Math 101. Today our lesson is on solving diamond problems. Diamond problems are often used by teachers as an introductory lesson to factoring. Let's take a look at our first example. When you're given a diamond problem, the top cell represents the product of two unknown numbers, and the bottom cell represents the sum of two unknown numbers. So basically we're trying to figure out what two numbers will multiply to give us 36 and add to give us 15. So a lot of students like to use a guess and check method, but I prefer to create a table of factors. So I'm going to list out the factors of 36. We know the factors of 36 include 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. So all of these numbers will multiply to give us 36. We're trying to figure out which pair will add to give us 15. So looking at this, we know that 1 and 36 doesn't work, 2 and 18 doesn't work, but 3 and 12 does in fact add to give us 15. So the factors are 3 and 12. Let's take a look at another example. So here we're trying to find two numbers that will multiply to give us 70 and add to give us 17. And it's a little easier when the numbers are positive, but we're going to go ahead and list out all the factors anyway. So 1 and 70, 2 and 35, 5 and 14, 7 and 10. So here it's a little bit more obvious. The pair that adds up to 17 in this case would be 7 and 10. And it doesn't matter which order we put those two cells in, or put those two numbers in. Okay, so let's take a look at a problem where we have a negative product and negative sum. We're still going to create a table of factors. So the factors of 56 include 1 and 56, 2 and 28, 4 and 14, and 7 and 8. So this is a little bit trickier. We know that one of the numbers is going to have to be negative in order for it to result in a negative product. And so it's pretty obvious that the pair has to be 7 and 8. We just have to figure out which number will add to give us -1 when we make it negative. If I make the 7 negative, -7 plus 8 results in a sum of +1, so that wouldn't work. What we're going to have to do is make the 8 negative. And when we add 7 and -8, it does give us a sum of -1 and a product of -56. Let's take a look at one more example. So here we need to find two numbers that multiply to give us -20, but will add to give us a +8. So the factors of 20 include 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and then 4 and 5. So we know that one of our numbers will have to be negative in order for it to result in a negative product. And the pair that makes the most sense in this case in order for it to add up to 8 would be 2 and 10. So if I make the 2 negative, -2 plus 10 does result in +8. And so we know that it has to be -2 and +10. If I make the 10 negative, it would actually result in -8. And so those two numbers multiply to give us -20 and add to give us +8. That concludes our lesson on solving diamond problems. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave your questions in the comment section below. And for more math tutorials, subscribe to our channel, Friendly Math 101.